This is the part that I was making in the last video, which will hold the Z-axis motor. And my plan is this part here at the top here, so you can just see the top of the motor coming out, and then it will drive this, which is the Z-axis screw, and that will pull this up and down, and then the pink bit will hold the spindle or router that will then move around and do the cutting. Now the next part that I need to make, so that's holding a NEMA 23 motor. This one here is that NEMA 34, which is a much bigger beast. And there's an issue when it comes to routing the back of this one. So in the previous video I did this with a handheld router, and it's relatively straightforward because you can just put on a square jig and you can cut these out just basically by cutting a square, and you just get the bevel on the edge from the whatever the diameter of the cutter is that you're using. In my case it was a 10mm cutter, and then when you put the motor in, it just sits comfortably in and then can slide backwards and forwards, which allows you to tension up the belt, so you can slide it away and tighten up the belt, and that'll be the same here because there'll be a belt that runs between the motor and that screw at the top. But there is a difference when you get onto the bigger motors. So here they are next to each other, and you can see here that that second pocket, that little extra pocket that I had to make, was for this bit that sticks out. You can see there it sticks out, and then you can see that there's also a bit that sticks out on the big motor. Now on the NEMA 23s, 23 standing for 2.3 inches, which is this size, these holes are clear of this extra bit that sticks out, if you can see that. Whereas when you get onto the big ones, this bit that sticks out overlaps the kind of line of these, if you can see what I mean. So that means that if you're trying to cut out a rectangular pocket deeper to allow this, it's going to actually start to interfere with the pocket for these.
Don't worry, Mr. B, I have a cunning plan to solve the problem.
So the idea is to use this, insert it into here, and that will allow me to get the curves that I need instead of just getting the radius of the router bit. So if I loosen up these guys, and then insert this inside, close everything up around it. Then tighten these down. Okay, I've not got it perfect. They're just a little bit loose, but for the purposes of this, the router has got this guide bush on it here, and that guide bush ordinarily would just run around the frame, the edge of the frame. It just cuts basically a square with a slightly beveled edge, which will be the radius based on the cutting tool that's in there. However, I'm hoping that now I can run this around this insert that I've made. And see, it's going to rock a little bit there. I'm just going to make it interesting. I'll have to move it around in a So I should be able to run it around here. I'll need to glue it down, I think it's going to bobble up and down. With a bit of care, I should be able to route out this central pocket. It's going to be tricky, this. Well, I'm glad I've left this one to last.